He actually said to me, I have no desire, Meri, to have a relationship with you.
This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 11, called Airing the Dirty Laundry. The episode starts with Mykelti blurting out to Isabel that she's pregnant. Everybody else knew, but it was a surprise for her. And then she pulls out a second surprise, the sonogram, and it's twins, and everyone's happy. Christine says, I already love them. And Peyton is like, Mom, you can hold one while Mykelti holds one, which is a very Peyton thing to say, and I thought it was cute. Here are the boys today at a pumpkin patch, two little cute boys, Archer and Ace. Christine says that in the sonogram they look mushed and she's gonna get huge. Mykelti says that during the ultrasound when they told her it was twins, she was like, okay, cool. And then she came home to tell Tony, there's two blobs. There are no twins in their immediate family or in their family that they know of, so they don't really know where twins really came from. And Christine says that Tony looks like shocked. Tony says he has no idea how this happened and that they both better be mine. So how did we get two of them? I think Tony needs a crash course on the biology side of it. Just because you have two doesn't mean one could be someone else's. So now we're at Lizzie's Heritage Inn. Meri is talking about her disaster of an anniversary with Kody. As expected, this did not go well. She says that she didn't know what to expect. He actually didn't call her, but she decided to call him because Meri was obviously in her desperate phase at this point. She said, happy anniversary, and then she asked to go to dinner, and he said, I'm watching the kids, let me check with Robin. I mean, at that point, I would have just hung up and left it at that, but Meri waited for him to call back, and Kody says he needed a reason to say no in case he decided he didn't want to do it. So, how sweet. So he'd called her back and said, let's go to dinner. He picked her up. At one point, he made a reference about faking their relationship. He kind of gestured this, meaning we're faking. He said, I don't know why you called me to say happy anniversary, Meri. We're not He almost said we're not married. I mean, why did he hesitate? Why is saying we're not married is worse than saying we're not living as a married couple? It means the same thing, right? This was the big Meri aha moment. She realized at that point, yeah, we're probably really done. Kody says that after 25 years, they were in a terrible place and counseling was not working, but through counseling, he was convinced he should try to fix it. And it took a long time for him to realize that it's just not going to get fixed, and he had to give up. This is so sad. So he gave up a while ago, and I guess he didn't make it obvious or super in Meri's face enough, I guess, for her to clue in. According to Meri, he had told her, your life is not one I want to insert myself into, which is really rude to say, and this really hurt her. Her heart was beating fast, she says, because he had promised her. He married her, and this was supposed to be an eternal love covenant. You know, so remember how Kody emphasizes loyalty all the time? Remember when he got her a necklace that said something like Fidelis on it because she's so loyal? Well, Kody says he values loyalty, but looks like that's a crock of crap, because when Meri got married to Kody, you know, she, do or die, was going to make this eternal covenant happen. And now, more twins talk with Christine. Mykelti says that midwives will not deliver her babies because it's high risk now, it's twins, so no home birth. And Tony was not down with the home birth anyway, so he's probably really happy about that. Actually, Mykelti's birth was traumatic to watch. I don't know if... Anyways, chime in the comments if you can relate to this. It was a little extreme for national television. Tony thought the last birth was scary, And I mean, I thought it was too. She chose the doctor that delivered Truly. His name is Mr. Bean of all things. And they literally replay so many births in this scene. Truly's birth, Madison's births, Robin's birth. Christine says that she's a fan of home births and that polygamists mostly had home births because the hospital could have found out that they were polygamists and had their kids taken away. Christine was always very paranoid, probably from the way she was raised, about people discovering they were polygamous. But Janelle says that she never really cared about that, and I think she probably did go to the hospital. So personal decision for sure, but there's a whole birth segment in this episode. Isabel and Truly are at Kody and Robin's house, which is kind of shocking because, you know, we don't really see them there all that much. And Kody is grilling some food. They're having a birthday party for Truly, who turned 12. And Robin is like, the year before they become a teenager, it's scary. And she makes this face like, Truly's 12. Oh, like, I don't know. I did not like, I don't understand why she made this face. Truly doesn't have any memories without me, Robin says, and my kids, and that's kind of cool. It's sweet, yeah. And she like almost cries. Kody is worried about the nuance or undertone of strain in the family. He says that Isabel seems uncomfortable a lot of the time. He says, you know, and Isabel explains that, you know, it's a rocky relationship between her and Kody, and it's never been solid. And I mean, to be fair, the whole surgery thing probably really hurt her, and that didn't seem to get resolved between them. They show the cringe scene where the family recited their family mission statement in Vegas, which they took an entire season to write, by the way, and then they declared it. It was kind of like they recited it like a prayer almost. And Kody says, it's shredded now. What has happened to this family? The director then asks him if he heard from Maddie at all. He says that during the breakup with Christine, Maddie stopped reaching out to him. Maddie doesn't call him, apparently because of his behavior. Apparently she doesn't know. She doesn't feel like she knows who this guy is anymore. I feel like totally fair. There's a lot of things at play, and Janelle says she's protecting her kids too, you know, because she has small kids that she doesn't want to expose to toxic, probably. But this is weird because Maddie always seemed to be one of Kody's favorites for a long time, and let's not forget his bromance with Caleb, Maddie's husband. So Robin says, my kids miss their siblings. There's a weird wall that I cannot penetrate. And now, Janelle and Gabriel are building garden boxes at Garrison's house. This is Janelle's happy place, and it's so sweet that the boys are doing this for her. Janelle and Kody haven't talked since her birthday, and at this point, it's probably like, I don't know, it's past Easter, so it's been a while. And we learn that Gwen isn't moving in with Garrison in the end, probably a good thing. And Kody says that his responsibility after the kids graduate from high school, I guess, shifts to become a relationship of mutual respect. What a crock of BS. Because let's rewind the tape back to when Logan graduated high school. He sure did not do that. He did not want to leave. He didn't want Logan to leave at all for university or leave the house. He wanted him to go to UNLV and keep staying at the house. He was trying to lure him with an office in Janelle's house. So I don't know if anyone remembers that, but I don't know what changed, but this has not always been the case. Janelle says her and Robin were team players for the sake of the family, but they didn't have the same interests. They were 10 years apart and never friends. And Janelle just loves gardening so much. They keep saying it, and she keeps talking about it. She says something about living things brings the stress down. And, you know, that's good. I mean, she knows what she likes. She says that she wants to have a garden on Coyote Pass. Oh my God. Excuse me? Excuse you? She wants to actually have her garden on Coyote Pass? Kody says that Janelle keeps asking about the property, but not really helping to pay it off. And Robin and Kody say they intend on building there. So why the heck is Janelle still wanting to be there? Is she going to garden there and look over there at Robin and Kody's romantic energy or whatever Kody says they have? How awful. Like, I don't recommend that at all. And now it's all hands on deck to teach Truly how to ride a bike. Peyton is trying. She had an attempt with Kody years ago that did not go well, and recently Christine convinced her to learn how to ride a bike again, and here we are. She's like, it'll probably take like 5 days to learn. And Aspen and Peyton are there cheering her on. Mitch steps up and really tries his best, but I mean, he's like, Truly needs less voices. She just needs to do it. And this is, I think, the only thing Mitch has said this season so far. Meri says that early in our marriage between her and Kody, she had doubts about Kody always wanting her forever, but he always reassured her and said, "You are my person." And she thought that meant something. And he told her, apparently at another time, I don't know when he said this, but she says that he said he never loved her. But that's a bunch of BS. Meri says, ask anyone who knew us in the early days. We were married in an eternal covenant. And based on this, Meri told Kody that she wanted to go public with what was happening because everyone was confused and she just wanted to come out with it and be honest. And he was like, oh no, I get so much criticism. I want to keep it between us. So he wanted to have like a secret breakup, or who wants to keep their relationship status a secret? That just sounds annoying. So she says, happy anniversary to me. Weird. She doesn't know what to do about it, and I think she's going to figure it out soon. At least she's not still considering Coyote Pass like Janelle. I mean, let's hope. Can we just let the Coyote Pass thing just die at this point? Honestly, if they go on the property to have a sit down or to measure land again this season, I'm going to pass out or something. I just can't deal with that. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 11, Airing the Dirty Laundry. Talk to you guys soon. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Bye, guys.